just don't know how it's lit out. There must be some kind of black hole in this house. Every person could be you though. A pretty guy with a halo. But who am I kidding, please now? I gotta realize that you are falling out. So I'll take my chances tonight. I gotta choose fight instead of flight. It's really amazing how you got me treading on you now. Many beautiful faces, but they're not glowing. I just don't know how. You're a chemical in my heart, like a chemical of black art. It's really a wonder how you got me. I am struck by you. So understand what we could do around the world, say to Peru. We lie in bed till it's PM, eating breakfast when it's dark again. Oh, let us be partners in crime. You and me as Bonnie and Clyde. We'll dance along in the afterglow. We'd be a song on the radio. Oh, oh. So I'll take my chances tonight. I gotta choose fight instead of flight.
Hi guys, welcome to Para Women Radio. I am Amy, and tonight is Weird Watts Wednesday. By the end of this series, I will be able to say it. Weird Watts Wednesday. And tonight we're talking about all the letters in the case, the letters. And tonight's letter is the letter from Sandy Rzcuek to the DA. And tonight with me, I have Rose. Hello, Rosie.
Hi. I'm so sorry. I totally messed up the time. I am sorry. And I'm sorry to everybody else who's been waiting and I wasted your time. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's just that if we don't go within 5 minutes, then it cancels. And so
Oh, okay.
Back out and redo it all. And it's just a lot of work. So
I'm sorry.
I try to, like we said, like I try to give us 5 minutes. So if we say like 3:30, then I do 3:35 and then but then I thought you
I'm
maybe
so
were
sorry.
over live. So then I went live myself. And then it's just really hard when you're not planning to talk about it by yourself. So I didn't.
Yeah.
So I was like, no. And then I just canceled it. So.
Okay. I'm so sorry. Gosh.
It's okay.
I told everyone to come over here. I popped on for like a minute or less. And I told everybody from my channel to come over. So hopefully you guys came on over too.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So tonight, the letter I thought that we could, it's the letter that I found the most of, was the letter. Do you remember the letter that Sandy wrote to? Oh, did I say that I'm Amy Williamson and you're Rosie? I don't know. I'm completely thrown off. If I did, then this is Para Women Radio, and I'm Amy Williamson, and with me I have Rosie, and we're doing the Watts letter. It's Weird Watts Wednesday, and we're doing Sandy's letter.
Yeah.
Sandy's letter.
I can't say it.
To the DA district, Dave Baumhover. So, you know, and I found out that I have been spelling the Rzcuek's last name wrong all along.
Oh, no. Oh, I don't even try it, or I just spell it like phonically.
Well, I Googled it, and that's what everyone was spelling it as. I spelt it, but now reading her letter, she signed it the way she signed it. It's
not the same.
Yeah, it's different. So I don't know.
No, this is a good one too, because I've heard somebody read it, I think like one time, and I thought that this was the way more real than Cindy's letter to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and when you read it, when I'm when I read it, you're going to notice that she writes it like, not like a letter. It's just like, it's very like, I don't know. It's almost like a text. You'll see when I play it. I'm going to stop it from, I have it from page to page so that we can.
That would be so hard to write that letter too, you know? I can't imagine.
Just so hard. Okay. So this was written, well, it's not dated either.
I can't see if it does have a date. Just says what?
I think it's just the like the date when it was scanned, probably when it was scanned into evidence.
Oh, okay.
Because this comes right from the
It's probably pretty soon after then.
yes, it's very soon after, and I believe it was before sentencing, so that they could get an idea of what was, happening. And I'm sorry, what?
Oh, I was just agreeing with you. Yeah. That it was like kind of giving a character of Chris, right?
Yeah, I think it was like Chris's life with in the beginning and how they perceived him.
Yeah. And I think it says a lot that she talks a lot about his family, because I think Sandy thinks that it was kind of Cindy pulling him apart a little, you know?
Yeah, I think she definitely blames them for a lot of this or some of this.
Yeah, because if Cindy wouldn't have been so pissy about things and goaded him, well, that's just what I'm assuming, that has no fact behind it. I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I'm feeling, that if she hadn't have been so adamant against Shanann, in the first place, that maybe it wouldn't have went down like this, but who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Okay, she goes into Attention Dave Baumhover. In 2009, Shanann built her house in Charlotte, North Carolina, battling her lupus. Her friend told her about her cousin, Chris, saying he is a very nice guy, quiet, etc. So Shanann got a request from him on Facebook. Months later, she called me saying, "Mom, I met a nice guy. He is a mechanic." I said, "As long as you're happy and he is good to you." I think it's interesting that in that beginning, the very beginning, she noted that he was a mechanic, and the mom is like, "As long as he's good to you."
Right. He can have a crappy job if he's nice to you.
Well, I don't know, but a mechanic isn't a crappy job, don't you?
Well, that's kind of how it said, especially because he went to a specialized mechanical school. You'd think that would be a really good job. And I think it is a really good job, actually, in real life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Shanann just assumed that she was going to be with somebody who's even more successful, evidently. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think she was saying that it's bad that he's a mechanic?
I do. I think she was like, he's a mechanic, but he's great. And, he's so nice. Or do you know what I mean? That's how I'm perceiving it, but that's probably, it could just be how I'm perceiving it too. Do you know what I mean?
I perceive it differently because a mechanic is not a bad thing. They make a lot of money. So for Shanann, I feel like she was saying he's a mechanic.
Oh, that could be it too. Yeah, because they do make good money. I was just assuming for some reason because she was at a car place or whatever and she sold cars and she was an owner, you know what I mean? Or part owner of that place, So I was just assuming that she would think it was a step down, being as she seemed to be materialistic. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not dogging anyone. And I think, dude, I wish I knew a freaking mechanic. I think that's one of the most useful jobs, mechanic and plumber and electrician. Do you know what I mean? like having those in your family is just a score. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you get if you're watching this? What do you guys think? Do you think she was saying it was a bad thing or a good thing?
Yeah, I'm interested to see because right now it's just 50-50. We need somebody to
Yeah.
tie break in, but that's the cool thing about you and me is that we can have differences of opinion and thoughts and, but we can talk still like we're eager to know more and we're willing to change our minds.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I'm taking it wrong, then I mean, if maybe she's even said other things about it being a mechanic, but I take it as a good thing. But maybe
you're
taking it
right.
as a thing that maybe it wasn't a good thing because she said, as long as you're happy and he's good to you. Like,
yeah. You know what I mean? Like, because who knows if there was something in between in that conversation too. You know what I mean? Yeah. I keep saying, you know what I mean? I'm going to stop that. But she kept saying in the conversation that, or I'm so sorry, scratch that. There's probably some of the conversation that we missed. And from what they said, that's just what like first popped into my head. But you're better at this stuff than me and like figuring people out.
I'm not better at it than you.
Well, no, you just have like, you see things differently than me and sometimes you catch it and I don't. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's the good thing about it. Sometimes you catch it and sometimes I catch it. Maybe I'm just not catching it. I don't know.
No, I think you're probably right. Yeah. But I really love Sandy. You know, this is a really good letter, I thought. It made her look smart and articulate.
Yeah, it's just very interesting that she said he's a mechanic and that she's saying that Chris was a quiet guy.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's why she said as long as he treats you well if he's quiet, or do you know that could be it. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, help us. Okay, so going on a few months after that, Shanann and Chris had a family gathering and Frank, and his parents had a cookout. They were floored when they saw her house. Shanann was a hard worker and wanted this to eventually sell and make a profit to keep doing so, eventually be mortgage free. Comes from a family of contractors. See what I mean? Like that's just like comes from a family. It's like not quite.
Is that what Frank does? His contracts?
Yeah, I guess. And Shanann even said she came from a family of contractors. And when she does that one where she talks about where the video where she finally opens up a little bit about her past marriage and that it didn't go well and that, she talks about her family and that she didn't come from money. She comes from a family of contractors. And that's surprising to me too, because I know that contractors don't make a huge amount of money, but they make good money when they're working. But like that's another thing. Like I thought contractors, they make a decent living. I don't think it's like
usually the contractor is the one who has all the licenses for all the workers, and they manage all the different companies that come in and do all the things for the house. So I thought like most of the contractors that I knew, it was a really good job, so
and I know some contractors, like my ex-husband, who actually was a mechanic, who made more money than I made with my degree as a mechanic. And his aunt's husband was a contractor, and their house was beautiful. So I don't know.
Oh, yeah. And Shanann's house was amazing. The one in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Or, was it North or South Carolina? North Carolina. Yeah.
Charlotte. She said that they built her house in North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yes. Yeah. That house is so nice. I love how, like, if you've seen like her dining room area, she has like her bright purple decorating it. I think that's the area, but you could just see like the similarities in the houses and stuff.
Well, her dining room set that she has in that house, they sold to go on one of their trips. So to get,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah.
So that's why
It
they
was
had that
really-
little table.
Yeah. And then they
Um,
bought that. They have a video or something where she was showing that little table. They bought it from a family or something.
I like the little table. That
I
way
like
it can be in the kitchen,
Mhm.
versus you don't need an extra room to eat. I like to eat in the kitchen anyways.
Yeah, that one room was the purple room, which was my favorite room, was kind of a wasted room.
Yeah, it just was like an extension of the living room, but it didn't really have seating or anything. And I would have at least put some kids furniture or something,
Yeah, I think they used it for the kids to run around and play in. It was like the downstairs playroom, but
Yeah, that's true. And it's a good area for them to run into.
yeah, I love the videos where they're running back and forth.
Now there's going to be new kids doing that.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm so shocked that I haven't been able to find too much information on that new family. I literally only saw a photo, and I don't even know if that's like,
The armchair detective talked to the realtor, I guess.
oh, he did?
And said that the family really didn't know too much of the situation. They knew the basics, that a situation had happened, but they didn't know any of the details. Of course, nothing like the Watts followers. No.
Did
Do you
he
know what I
take it
mean?
upon himself to contact them? How did they talk to him?
I don't know. The armchair detective got a hold of him somehow. I'm curious. Well, and then they have those Facebook posts too, where the realtor is. There was one where the realtor was tagged in it, and so maybe that's how they somehow found the other page or whatever. I'm not sure.
Very strange that they barely knew about it.
Well, I would be telling my family all about it if they didn't know. So I don't
I
know.
wonder how they feel about it. I guess that's another show for another day.
Oh, I know. I hope they do a big interview or something. You know what I mean?
That all those people are jumping all over themselves to try to get it the first interview. So
Right? I would love to talk to them. I'm
I
a
would
peon,
too.
but I would.
I asked a girl to come on the show, and because I am a peon, she was like, I don't think so. I'll just watch you, and blah 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 blah. And I was like, you know what? I dealt with that when I did my show like years ago, and I struggled with feelings of like being used, because I would like catapult people, and then they would just
Yeah.
like sprint and like never look back. And so I felt like, well, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I just I just deleted her. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to even like put myself in a position like that again.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it's important to support small creators. And she was
I think so too.
and I'm a small creator. And
Well, have you noticed how bigger creators like, oh, you know, actually one girl that calls out everyone she sees that has their own channel that she knows is Alex Erickson. She's really cool about that. But a lot of people at her level and higher, once you get to the 10,000s, it seems like those people are only interested in doing like something with someone who has 500,000, or
What
like
can I
if
get
you
out
want someone to help you, help somebody else.
Yeah. And I mean, she could have just been wanting to wait, and I don't know. Anyway, I'm just not going to deal with. I'm not going to like internalize this kind of stuff anymore. And
Yeah.
my way of like not internalizing it is just avoiding it, like not like even letting it create or fester or brew, and just like, because I'm on here to promote myself as well as others, like if I promote you, I'm not going to ask you to promote me, but I mean, shouldn't you or couldn't you? Would it hurt you?
Right?
And
I
every
always
time I go into
promote.
Alex's live, not every time, but almost every single time I go into her live, her moderators will throw my link to my channel up
Wow.
just because,
Wow,
they
that's
don't
so
want to,
cool.
and it's just, and they do it for other people. It's just because, and that's the stuff that I do is just because.
Yeah, and that's why she's cool and her people are really loyal
Mhm.
because people notice once you like there's this one person that I've been watching and they're almost to 100,000, but they've become from a sassy person who makes fun of the way people look to, somebody else who's just above and beyond, like way, way nicer. And it's weird. Do you know what I mean?
Tell me who you're talking about. I don't know who you're talking about, but yes, I
I
know.
will after
I
this.
um I'm not a fan of people that change once they grow. I mean, of course you
Right?
have to change. You have to grow and change, but I don't know. I'm always someone. Okay, so when Parawoman Radio was when I was doing it like every single Thursday for 3 years straight. When I was doing it back then, and I was growing myself, I would choose. I was doing two creators. I was interviewing two people a night, not creators, but it was just people that I found interesting. And I would do two a night, and I would layer it with a popular one, like a really big one, and a lower one, because I mean that's how you help
Yep.
people grow, and that's how the
Exactly.
really popular ones grow, because the smaller people that don't quite know about them yet, they find
Mhm.
them, and it gets in the algorithm, and it just helps two people. And
Well,
I would never ask for anything in return, and I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm going to from now on say, hey, this is our live, if you want, this is how you can advertise it, or you can do that. I'm gonna tell them what I want. I can't
yeah,
expect people to know what I want if I don't tell them what I want. So I'm also going to be more vocal about what I want.
you definitely should. And if they don't want to, that's fine. But I feel like there is a billion people on here watching a billion
Yeah.
hours a day. There's more than enough for everyone plus a million. Do you know
Mhm.
what I mean? We
Mhm.
could have
That's why I'm
a
like,
hundred people joining today. There's plenty.
yeah, there's, and the thing is like, she put it in a way that, okay, let's wait and see what happens and stay in contact. And what I know she's saying is, let me see if you're going to grow and I'll stay in contact. And I was like, not,
Oh, I didn't think about that.
yeah. She
Because
said,
I bet there.
thank you for the offer. I am currently focusing on on my own content, which, I mean, I wasn't asking her for content. I was saying, come on here for a half hour and talk to me, and
Yeah,
um
just the interview.
yeah. So she wanted to work on growing her own content and didn't want to do it, but would stay in contact. So to me,
Well,
that's saying, let me wait and see how you grow. So
how can
am I
I
wrong?
use?
Am I being like,
No, that is so mean of that person to say that, I think. You know
and
what
that's
I
why I'm
mean?
not saying who the person is. I'm no longer
Yeah.
friends with the person. I have gone on my way, and I wish them luck. I really do. And it was a really good channel. She was really funny, and she had a lot of interesting things to say. So, and one of the things that she like the thing that caught my eye was, it was like one of her video. I'm sorry, I'm getting way off, and we'll go back to the letter in just a minute. But it was like how to not be addicted to tarot readings, because I know people are addicted to psychic readings. I know people who live their life according to a psychic. And I thought, well, this is an interesting thing to actually come out and say. And I watched it, and then the next one I watched on hers was The Secret and how The Secret had lost its sheen for her. And I feel the same way. Like in the beginning when The Secret came out, I was like, yes, this is it. This is The Secret, you know? And then it's like, now it's like, well, was Oprah just doing a cash grab? Because it just feels like not such a secret and not so special. And
If it was on Oprah, it's kind of not as much of a secret.
yeah. But you know the book I'm talking about, The Secret, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Wayne
Anyway.
Dyer has a book called The Shift, which is really similar.
Yeah, Wayne Dyer I actually saw in a lecture. It was when he was talking about his son and he had autism and bringing him back from that autism.
He's an interesting guy. I want to watch more of his stuff. I'm definitely interested.
I think he was in The Secret. Wayne Dyer.
Oh, he is in The Secret too. You're right.
Okay, so sorry for taking off on that tangent. There's always something in our lives that later I'm like, oh, I wish I hadn't said. And this is probably going to be one of those.
No. Well, when we talk about things that are abstract and,
Yeah, nobody
are
would have
only our opinions and don't even exist in the whole first place. No.
Yeah. So getting back to the letter, she says, comes from a family of contractors. Then she says, so Shanann was eager to please his parents, waiting on them hand and foot. When Shanann left the back porch and it was just me and Chris's mom, she leaned over to me and said, Shanann was married before? I said, yes, just like your daughter was. Then a while later again, when we were alone, and she said, I just don't see it. I said, what? She said, I don't feel or see that your daughter, I think she's about to say, loves my son. Loves my son. I knew she was going to be a thorn in the marriage because my mother-in-law was the same way. How do you literally take it when somebody leans forward and says, I just don't see it? And they're talking about your daughter.
That's like a straight up insult.
Yeah.
That's one of those things, if you think it, you never say it.
Well, see, the thing about Cindy Watts is I believe she says a lot of these things to people and people don't say anything back to her, and she's used to it.
Yeah. And so she doesn't realize how offensive it is because nobody calls her on it.
Yeah. And then she got called, and I'm sure she was completely offended by what even Sandy saying, and so is your daughter, Your
right?
Married too.
Was she not thinking about that? That was the perfect comeback too.
Mm-hmm. So every time we had a cookout, we had a cookout. His mother and sister were very quiet and distant. We weren't accepted. Is she saying accepted?
Yeah, we weren't accepted. They made that known.
Oh, it's just the wrong. Okay. We weren't accepted. They made that known. Okay. I thought accepted. I thought, okay, she meant like something else, but okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's just
accepted instead of accept.
Yeah. So forward to engagement party. Shanann and I shopped her food, wine, etc. Spent a lot. See what I mean? Like it's just very text. It's not like we spent a lot.
Yeah, and how much the hell did they spend on food and wine and stuff? It must have been a big party.
Oh, well, it was an engagement party.
Well, I guess I just didn't have that many friends when I was getting married.
Yeah, mine wasn't that big either. Spent a lot. Jamie, Chris's sister, wanted, it's just very hard to read because it's not proper English, I guess. I'm having a hard time. Jamie, Chris's sister, wanted all the invitations so she could help. So Shanann told me, Mom, Jamie wants to help. Send out the invitations. What do you think she is expecting me? Do you think she's accepting me? Accepting me. Sorry, guys. I'm going to get her to do it. So this mom and sister prepped food and cross-contaminated everything. So Shanann couldn't eat any of it. Gluten-free, nothing. Everything was made with gluten.
I would have been so pissed. I'm gluten-free. I would have flipped my shit in front of everyone. I would have humiliated them because, and I'm not that type of person, but like, I love my food. And if I'm really excited about a whole spread of food, oh my God, I'm hungry right now just thinking about a spread of food.
Yeah, I know. I'm hungry too right now. I'm a little hangry too, actually.
Right? Me too. I got a grumpy little bumper around here. My son woke up on the bad side of the bed or something.
I woke up on the bad side today too.
It must be one of those days.
It must be. Do you want to read some of it?
Well, the problem is I actually wear glasses and I can, if I get really close, I can kind of.
I didn't read it out loud. It's harder to read out loud when the English isn't.
If I know how to.
No, it's okay. I think you can. I'll just read it. So where was I? Okay, so let's just go back and so I can read it. So Shanann told me, Mom, Jamie wants to help. Send out the invitations. What do you think she expect? Do you think she's accepting me? I'm going to let her do it. So this mom and sister prepped food and cross-contaminated everything. So Shanann couldn't eat any of it. Gluten-free, nothing. Everything was made with gluten. So thank God I made lots of food. I brought, at least my daughter could eat. You know, she's the type of person that brings food to things. So, yeah.
I should have thought about that a few times.
Yeah. I am trying to go gluten free with my fibromyalgia.
Oh, maybe that'll help.
Yeah, it's supposed to help your pain. So Shanann couldn't eat any of it. Gluten free, nothing. Everything was made with gluten. So thank God I made lots of food. I brought, at least my daughter could eat. So as the night went on, Shanann and I went to the bathroom, and Shanann told me, Mom, I had like 80 invites and only immediate family came. So Shanann called people the next day to learn that they never received an invitation. Shanann was devastated.
I would have been too.
I know. I would have thought, where is everybody? But I think I also would have been like texting people during it, like, where are you? Are you coming? Like, there would have been specific people. I
would have done. I think I would have done that too.
Yeah, that I was looking forward to coming and talking to them, and I don't know.
Well, and I would have been like, who all RSVP'd? Yes.
Oh, Angela's here. Hi, Angie.
Hi.
Oh, look
You
at
have
this.
to subscribe to Angela. Her
Yes.
channel has the best skincare stuff.
Amazing skincare stuff, and so concise and easy to understand. But she says, me too.
Angela,
You
can't wake up on the wrong side of the bed. You're our shining smile girl. We're counting on you.
What is a day when Angela's on the bad side of the bed?
Right? It's just slightly towards that side. No, I'm just kidding. I hope you're doing good, Angela.
Yeah, I hope you're feeling better. Angie and I are working on a live, our next skincare live. It's going to be the Casey Anthony case, but we haven't picked the skincare. If you have any skincare you want her to talk about, because Angie's going to be taking the skincare portion again. So if you have anything you want Angie to talk about skincare wise, let us know. I'm sure she'd be happy to do it. Okay, so this is Shanann. This is she was devastated. Nothing was cooked properly. Shanann and Chris were upset, so they knew not to ask again. Wait. Did I miss something on the page too?
Oh, it's 3.
I know I went to 3, but I was on 2. Did I not say something on 2? Let's see. Shanann was devastated. Page 2. Okay. This is a weird letter. Like I said, I only read it in my mind. I didn't read it out loud. So my mistake. Sorry, guys. Shanann and Chris were upset, so they knew not to ask again. Then came the wedding. No one from his whole family came, just his grandmother and uncle. No mom, dad, sister, aunts, and cousins. No one came. That would be like devastating. That to me.
I know. And that, how sweet is his grandma for going?
I know. Very. Was his grandma?
like,
Was it
I'm
his
going.
grandmother on his mom or dad's side? Was it on his dad's side?
I don't know, actually. I've never thought about which side, but I
think it
thought
was
that
his dad's side.
that
because
was sweet.
Shanann. I don't think Cindy Watts got along with her mother-in-law.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that
that's
makes
the-
sense.
Chris spoiled Shanann and vice versa. They were so in love. They were a great team. They moved to Colorado and lived with Shanann's friend for 1 year while they were building their house. Everything was great. Shanann saw something on Chris's private parts that didn't look normal. They went to the doctors, cancer, so it was removed. She saved his life. Do you believe that Shanann saved his life? Do you think that was cancer?
Yeah. I've known actually a couple people in and I grew up in a small town, and there was 2 people I went to school with that had issues with testicular cancer. And if it was something like on the skin, imagine, you know how like if you get melanoma, if you don't get it taken care of, that it gets worse. Maybe it was something like that.
Mm-hmm. And you think he didn't tell his mom and dad because it was embarrassing to him?
Yeah, I think he'd probably pissed if she told him, his parents. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, they did, and they said that they don't believe this happened. So that's why I'm asking.
Oh.
Yeah, they don't believe.
I would believe her. Why would you? Like, that's a pretty extravagant lie.
They don't believe it happened because Chris never told them. That's why they said they don't believe it ever happened because Chris never told us. And that's why I'm asking you, do you think Chris, because he was embarrassed?
Yeah, I think that's probably it for sure.
Yeah. Okay. See, private parts. They went to the doctor. She saved his life. Then Shanann got pregnant with Bella Marie. Everyone was so excited and happy. Shanann and Chris were wonderful parents. Chris and Shanann were working at the Ford dealership in Longmont. Shanann was selling cars. Chris was the head mechanic. A great team. Was he the head mechanic?
Oh, I am not sure. I'm so sorry.
I never heard he was the head mechanic.
I didn't think he was the head mechanic there because somebody else got him a job there. You know, like, not that I
and why would he become the head mechanic so fast? Although he might have been the head mechanic so fast because he had his degree.
Well, and one of his friends worked there and helped him get the job. So who knows? It could have been.
He like leaped right over his friend that helped him get there. I don't know.
Well,
I do feel like Shanann and her family kind of like exaggerated things maybe more than they were.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because I never heard he was the head mechanic, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I had never seen it. I had always had it referred to as like he formerly worked at, Longmont Ford or wherever.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Chris was the head mechanic, a great team. Shanann was top sales. I believe that because she was such a salesperson.
Oh yeah.
Then Bella
sold a lot.
Yeah, she could sell. Didn't Chris say she could sell an igloo to An igloo to
Yeah, to the Eskimo and sell the clothes you were wearing right back to you.
Mhm. Yeah, I think he said that. Shanann was taught sales. Then Bella came, so Shanann stopped working because of a high-risk pregnancy. She stopped working. She was a trooper through the whole thing. Both families seemed happy. Chris's sister never flew to Chicago at any time they were out there. Yeah. That would have hurt my feelings if my sister
Right?
never came out.
Well,
My
and
sister
maybe
did hurt my feelings. My sister came to 2 things at my house when I lived like an hour and a half from her. I lived there for 10 and a half years, and she was there
wow.
twice. Yeah. I was always expected to come to them because I moved away from them, which an hour and a half.
That's crazy.
Does anyone else have family like that? You move away and you're expected to always come back to them, even if it's only an hour and a half away. And then when she did come, it was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
Get
out of here.
I'm so tired. We had to stop. And it's like, okay.
Well, and I never had a big enough house for family to stay anyways. So I never had to worry about that.
Well, I mean, it was my wedding.
Oh, Amy, I do have to wrap up pretty soon only because I can definitely hear I don't know if you can hear there's a ruckus upstairs.
Okay, well, let's just stop it now then.
Well, I can go for about 10 more minutes do you think we can finish it, or do you want to do a part 2?
10-page letter, so.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Now, do you want to redo
Let's do it next Wednesday, so it's getting too confusing for me. I just want it to like each Wednesday because it's just getting too confusing for me.
Yeah, no, you're right. Okay.
It's confusing for everyone else. I want to keep, if we're doing Weird Watts Wednesday, I want to do it on next Wednesday. I just want to do it on the day I'm doing it.
Okay.
So we'll just finish this letter next Wednesday. But the letter will be up out there for you guys to read if you want to read it. And if you want to come back next Wednesday when we're
definitely come back, because it's going to be a really good conversation. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Amy. She's freaking amazing. And she's getting a lot of followers really fast. So you guys better join.
Yeah. And you need to subscribe to Rose Z. I have all her details down in the comments or the description. I always say comments, but it's actually in the description below.
Thank you, ma'am. And I'm so sorry today was such a crapshoot. I apologize in every way.
We should have skipped it because you were getting ready for Thanksgiving, and so.
Oh God, and I'll text you, but it's been a little bit of a shit show today. I'm not gonna lie, but I'll text you about that. Okay, you guys don't get to know about that. You tune in later. Maybe you'll know.
Yeah, you don't turn in for the shit show. You turn in for the Weird Watts Wednesday. Oh, you know what? I had somebody actually do a comment, and I wanna just quickly address this. Somebody put on there in the comments, gone, and I didn't delete it, but it was there, and it said that Unjustified does Weird Watts or Watts Wednesday. And this isn't Watts Wednesday, it's Weird Watts Wednesday. And I didn't know that Unjustified did Watts Wednesday, but this is different. It's like Weird Watts Wednesday, WWW. And we thought it was like kind of cool because it's, the Weird Wide Web,
cool.
Weird Watts Wednesday.
And I don't think she would mind one bit if our stuff sounded similar. I don't think she's as petty to say, that's my words and I patent them forever. Yeah, you know what I mean? There's plenty of room for us all. And I hope that the person that commented knows that we totally respect every commenter, especially in our genre. And anytime we refer to anybody from our genre or anybody else, it's positive.
I would never
There's
copy
nobody
from
we don't
another
like.
creator either. Sometimes I
Yeah.
take ideas, and I always, if I do, I put them down in the below, in the comments, in the description below, because I would never want
Always.
to
Yep.
steal from another creator. And if you feel like anything of mine is taken from another creator, I would love for you to tell me so, because I would make it right in a heartbeat if something was. And I don't know. I just would never do that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's why I trust you enough to do lives together, is because your integrity is impeccable and you're the
That's why I
best
trust
human
you.
being ever.
Oh,
I hope you have the best Thanksgiving.
yes,
I
I think
hope
I
you
will. I hope
snuggle
you
up
will
with
too.
your white little creature and get to
Yep.
just be warm and fill your tummy and just know that we're thinking about you
Yeah, I'm
and
going to
everybody
feed the
else.
birds in the morning, take care of the birds.
Oh, how cute. See your headbanging friend. You guys
Yeah.
have to see her video on her bird. It's adorable. But
It's not my
everybody
bird.
else, have a happy Thanksgiving.
It's not my bird. He's not my
Oh,
bird.
well, you're going to get a bird. He's your
Well,
bird for right now. He's your buddy.
yeah, he's my buddy. So
Yeah.
I hope one
Hmm.
day he's my bird, but right now he is not my bird. So I cannot take care of a bird. But I am going to a bird sanctuary where I take care of him. So yes.
So I can't take care of a bird either, but it's always my dream someday to have a bird because I freaking love them.
I am
But
completely
I do
learning
want to
how to
tell
take care of them.
everybody. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
so sorry, sweet.
Go ahead.
I just want to tell everybody thank you for watching. Happy Thanksgiving. We're thankful for you. If you guys ever need anything, reach out to either one of us. We're always a soft place for you guys to land, and we both really care about people, and we're absolutely thankful for you. I hope you have a big family and big meal, and everything's great for everyone.
Ditto. I hope everyone has a fantastic Thanksgiving. And Rose and I are hard at work on another. Oh, same to you, Jennifer Moore. Jennifer Moore Monroe. Sorry.
Aw.
Rose says
Hi,
happy
Jennifer. Thanks for watching, hun.
Oh, and
Happy
Angela says she's doing good. And she hopes we are having a great day too. So,
Aw, Angela, you're the best. I can't wait to watch. I say you do. You know what, Angela, I've been wondering about is there's this serum that you put on your face, like called it's like Lancome. It's like Genifique or something. It's like regenerating serum. So I was gonna see what you would recommend for serums. So that's my idea for the show.
Sarah, she did a
Casey
really
Anthony
great
serum.
job on the toner. I mean, geez. And then
Oh
she
yeah, super good. If you guys want to know about skin, she is your gal. So,
She had two
but
recommendations, so I'm sure she can totally come up with something.
thanks for having me, Amy. So
Thanks.
good to see you, hon.
Sorry, I'm so crabby today. I'm so crabby today that, like, have you ever been so crabby that, like, you're even crabby with yourself? You're like, I can barely stand myself today. That's how I feel.
I don't notice when I can't stand myself versus I'll be so honest with you guys, 24 hours a day, but my anxiety is so bad that there is probably 10, 15 times an hour where some days my, that circle of everything you've ever done wrong goes through your head. I don't know if that happens to anybody, but it's like, oh, you don't do this good enough. So I always have that. So there's no way I would notice if it was any different. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I guess you talking about the anxiety, I have constant anxiety, and sometimes it gets worse than others. And it must be that it's just worse than others right now. And it's probably the holidays. I'm not going to lie. They're not fun times for me. So it probably has something to do with that. And I'll just.
Well, all of us are sending our love and our warmth and our good thoughts to you. And we're going to be your comfy space too.
Thank you.
We love you, Amy. I'm speaking for us all.
I love you guys too. I really, really love my audience and my subscribers and my friends. My I never have fans. People say I'm your fan, and I say no, you're not my fan. You're my friend. So like I am so grateful for the people that listen to my show, have listened to it, continue to listen to it, that are happy with it, that are unhappy with it. I'm so grateful. That my gratitude is for all of you, and you, Rose. You are such a kind, giving, and caring person, and I am so blessed to have you in my life. I really am. So
I think you're the only person that said something that sweet to me in a really long time. And I truly appreciate
it. I love you. And I think I love you. So.
I do. I trust you more than I've trusted any friend I've ever had because of the things that we have in common just instantly bonded us.
Well, your trust in me means a lot, and I will never purposely do anything to betray that trust. I hope you know that.
Oh yeah, I absolutely know that. I know that like the palm of my hand, just because and that's why I love you so much, is that we can feel so comfortable. I instantly I feel like I do, and I tell you everything.
Yeah. And I tell you, I haven't told you everything because there's just so much, but I tell you as much as I can without it being hard on myself. So.
Right. Yeah. There's a point where I'm worried about other people freaking out when I talk about my shit, So I kind of stop that. But all right. Hey, we got to end this on a good note. We love you guys. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Bye, guys. I love you, Rose. Bye. I really love everyone. Bye.
Love you too. Take care, hon.
Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in on this Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Let me see if I can do our outro. I don't have it tuned up, but you've got it tuned into. Let me see if I can talk while I'm doing this. And you've got it tuned into Parawomen Radio. And I'm Amy. And with me was Rose. And tonight we discussed the Weird Watts Wednesday, where the letters, and it was Sandy Rzcuek's letter to Dave Baumhover, and we got to page 4. It's like a 9.5 page letter, and we're going to finish the rest of it next week. So I hope you'll come back and join us for Weird Watts Wednesday next Wednesday. Bye, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. Oops, wait, I had it tuned up and then I just knocked it out. Does anyone ever do that? Like you have it all ready.
I'm looking outside my window. I try to see where my lap goes. I just don't know how it's lit out. There must be some kind of black hole in this house. Every person could be you though. A pretty guy with a halo. But who am I kidding, please now? I got